Yo, welcome in. Like the title and thumbnail said, right here today we're doing 100 Chaos Sanctuary runs. Let's just slap those frequently asked questions out of the way. I'm running these solo online, so that's just players 1 difficulty, and I have roughly between 100 and 200% magic find depending on the gear that I'm using. I'm swapping it around a lot because I'm working on doing like a budget, mid-budget type of build here. If you want to see everything I ended up settling on, head down in the description and there's a link to a full build guide for this exact character I did just before this video. Hey, I'll go ahead and put a card up over here if you want to click on that to get that build guide as well. So hey, with that out of the way, let's get after it. So we only have to wait till run number 6 here to get the first noteworthy drop for this set's runs. You see a Grand Charm drop off there. One of these monsters, I get a Skiller. This is 1 to fire skills for the Sorceress. Now we're up at run number 15 here, taking out Grand Vizier, and we get a set of unique Scarab Shelled boots here. These boots are good for pretty much any character in the entire game, and these are going to be Sandstorm Treks. Now we'll pop 5 runs later here at run number 20, and I'm just letting my mercenary take out some random monster here, some random champion. I get a unique Serpent Skin armor, and it's a Skin of the Viper Magi that rolls absolutely terribly. Luckily we don't have to wait long for another good item though later in the same run, and I pull a sweet fill move. I forgot to hit the record button, but I did pick up a Grand Charm that rolled as a Pally Combat. Always nice to find. Now we're getting our first good drop straight from Big D himself at run number 21. You see I'm launching my fireballs at him kind of just for fun because really it only does like 200 to 300 damage, but I left the whole Diablo kill in just to show you how slow the skeletons themselves take to kill Diablo. The Summoner Necromancer is more of a pack killer than a boss killer, but here you see I get a unique mesh armor from Diablo, and that is the Shaft Stop. Now run 23 here. I'm making my way up to Grand Vizier, not quite there yet, but we get a set Shadow Plate. This is going to be the armors for the Alder set. Right now it's not particularly useful, but hopefully after the next patch and those rebalances, maybe the Fire Druid. Now later in that same run 23, I'm taking out Diablo here, and I get a set Winged Helm. 2 interesting set items in the same run, but here this set Winged Helm is the G-Face. Huge amounts of Crushing Blow and Deadly Strike along with that hit recovery and strength. Now we're jumping all the way to run 32, so it's 9 whole runs later, but I get these unique Ghost Glavies. And these are more ones that are rarer than they are actually good, but possibly, who knows, after they rebalance stuff, maybe that you could find a good use for these. But these are Wraithflight. Now I'll hit you back 2 runs later, run 34. And this isn't a unique or a set or anything like that, but this is something you're looking to find early on in a ladder. I find a Colossus Fulge. It's gray, so maybe I can get that 4 open socket CV. I pick it up and it is just ethereal with no open sockets in it, but you know what? I'm not going to use a Larzik quest on it right now, but what I am going to do is use the cube recipe on it to add sockets, because a CV can get 4 maximum sockets. You actually have a 50% chance of getting 4 open sockets on this CV, and boom, I got it. So there's another good base for a reasonable insight, even though a CV does have pretty high strength. Now run 45, and we get my first repeat drop here. It is another unique Serpent Skin armor here, and once again that's going to be a Viper Magi. The last one rolled with 22 res, can get up to 35. Hopefully this one's better, and it gets 30 all res. Not too bad, but not really all that great either. So I've been kind of thinking that it would be awesome if they did a 2-rune rune word for orbs specifically for the Sorceress, and just because I've been talking about that, I thought it was interesting. I found this base, 3 to Cold Master, 3 to Blizzard, 2 to Firewall with life. So you could do that rune word in it if it had a couple skills and FCR and stuff like that on top of what you get on this orb. You could actually make a super sick weapon. So let's see if Blizzard will ever actually do it. I'm going to hang on to it. Now that one was just kind of for interest's sake. Now we get an actual cool unique here from run 57, straight from Diablo once again. And you see that unique Monarch chilling right there. It is a classic that everybody knows what this is already going to be. Every hardcore player is well acquainted with this item. And this is going to be the Storm Shield. couple runs later here, we get an item for the Druid. And I know we've seen a few items come out already that help out the Fire Druid, but here is a classic for the Druid, good on pretty much any Druid build that there is. That's this unique totemic mask, and that is the Jalal's Mane. Ton of stats to help out any type of Druid character. Now we're run 65 taking down Diablo, and I started to notice actually, and I kind of learned from some people in the chat, that if you get up these revives specifically just for Diablo, it actually will increase the kill speed. So I started doing that. You've seen him right there. Here I get this Elder Staff that's unique. Interesting, Ondel's Wisdom, because it's one of the only items in the game that gives you % to experience gained. Now I run 74 from the Grand Vizier pack up here, and I get an item that a ton of sorceresses are looking for all the time. It is actually a set item in Diablo 2 that has some good value, and that is this set Lacquered Plate. And this is going to be the armor for the Tal Rasha set, Tal Rasha's Guardianship. Five runs later at run number 79, and Diablo gives me a set of boots here that are unique, specifically kind of good for a Summoner Necromancer, and that's these unique Bone Weave boots, and those are Marowaks. Unfortunately, once again, rolling with 1 to the Skeleton Mastery when it could get 2. Come on, game. The very next run here, we get a belt that is reasonably useful. A lot of people end up going with other things nowadays, I suppose, but this unique Mithril Coil is the Verdungo. It has damage reduction, hit recovery, and a bunch of vitality, along with replenish life. Now we'll jump later in the same run, and come on and revives. Take Diablo down for me. My fireballs are not working too quick, but we get a budget item for the Act 2 Mercenary pretty much, or if you're making a full Tal set, but that's this set Death Mask, and that's Tal Rasha's Roderick Crest. For some reason, I've been finding a lot of these in Diablo 2 Resurrected. Not exactly sure why. It is a semi-rare item, but I've been finding way more than I really probably should be, but that is this unique Tiara, and that's Kiara's Guardianship. Getting 59 res, unfortunately, because it could roll up to 70. Now, you might have noticed here we're at run 97, and I haven't really gotten any runes yet, and I actually get the best rune I get in these sets of runs, and it's a Lem rune. You usually expect to get something in the Chaos Sanctuary. I guess it is Players 1, but that's the kind of luck of the draw you get in RNG in Diablo 2. Now we get another noteworthy drop before the end of these runs here at run 98. And it's just super interesting. It's probably not super particularly valuable, but these rare items can be so, as they said, incredibly rare. I don't know exactly where I had picked it up, but there is a rare Bullrog Spear, and it actually rolls with the Cruel mod and with the Fool's mod. So that's that super high enhanced damage, and it has the maximum damage and attack rating based upon character level. Those two rolling together are incredibly rare. But to have any value, you definitely need some increased attack speed on it as well to really get there. Well, that was some alright drops. Can't believe I didn't get any high runes. Pretty shocked by that, but oh well. Don't forget that like button and subscribe up so you never miss any of the future videos. Hey, peace out, and don't forget, keep slaying. Ooh.